Hey, what's up? Welcome to What's Up Conversations, a podcast with my favorite people behind my favorite games. Alright, this episode I have two awesome guests, one from France and one from Switzerland. I'm talking about
Jean-Gabriel Raynaud
and
Cédric Baravaglio.
Now, why did I use a machine to pronounce their names? Because I wanted to make sure that I'm not messing up pronouncing their names. Although I'm pretty confident of my French and German pronunciations. Recently I finished Wolcen Lords of Mayhem. I love that game. The music in this game is extraordinary, fellas. I'm telling you. Those who have played the game know what I'm talking about. So I was inspired. And when I get inspired, I want to know the people who are inspiring me, right? Therefore, here's my podcast with the geniuses behind one of the best ARPGs in the recent memory. Check it out. Great, let's go. So, hello guys, welcome to What's Up Conversations. It's so great to have you here.
Yeah. Yes, I'm here. Hello.
Hello.
Yeah. Jean, I think you're
Thank you for having us here.
Oh, that's great. Jean, I think you are in Paris right now, correct?
Yeah, indeed.
Oh, I heard the city is quarantined due to the coronavirus, right?
Yeah, sort of. Probably a bit more tomorrow or the day after tomorrow.
Oh,
I think.
That's awful.
But it's okay.
Yeah, I hope things get better soon. But again, us composers are usually indoor making music, so it's not impacting our work that much compared to others. Yeah.
Yes, indeed. Yeah.
So, enough bad news. Congratulations on Wolcen Lords of Mayhem. So, I finished the game last week, and I had so much fun playing and listening to the soundtrack. Really amazing job.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Great.
Wow.
So, let me tell you a story. The day that Wolcen was released, I got an offer to compose for an ARPG very similar to Wolcen. So I went to a meeting, we talked, and I accepted the work on the game. I came home and I started playing Wolcen, and suddenly hopelessness and nervousness started to eat me. The music was so great. I was like, how am I going to compete with this? But eventually I started to appreciate it and see it as a perfect example for my own work. So thanks for raising the bar, I guess. Yeah.
Well, we're glad that you like the music.
Yeah. So, because I'm a huge fan of isometric RPGs, and I've played so many games in the same genre. So, but Wolcen musically is way more advanced compared to its rivals, in my opinion. The textures, the marriage between the gameplay and the music, and the general atmosphere with memorable and satisfying themes are outstanding. So tell me about the process of approaching this game. So what was the initial ideas about the music?
Cédric?
Oh. Well, it's easy. We became friends with the developers. Well, I think that's a very huge part of the process. First, is to have a very good relationship with the people you're working with, because you're not working for them. You're working with them, along with them, and that's something people often forget. And but then then you have a process that come in, the professional process. And with Wolcen it was a bit special, because when we were hired for the game, it was a different game. I mean, it was the alpha.
Yeah.
It was the alpha, which was a bit different. And we had only some extracts from the alpha, but we had like almost nothing from
guidelines.
Nothing from the upcoming new version of the game. We talked with them a lot, and we've done some demos for them, because they were asked. I mean, it was an open job for like people were on it too. So, and because also something that was important, and we loved the game. We saw the game. We were talking to each other, because before that, now Jean-Gabriel is in Paris and I'm in Switzerland. And but before we were working together. I mean, we were about to work together in the same place in the studio, and we talked to each other. We tried the game, and we say, okay, well, that's a good game. We love it. And well, the process is always asking for new material to work on, and to new artworks, storylines, stuff, and also the genre of the music changed a little bit. The boss from the game, I mean the CEO of the game, Daniel, he's a metal fan, so he's a metalhead. So he wanted some stuff which were very dark, always dark, and he was, I want some brawl everywhere, I want some double pedal and stuff, and we were like, okay, calm down a little bit, and that's why it's good to become friends with the developers and the artistic directors, because then you can have a very good discussion and also not impose your point of view, but you can share it and say, okay, maybe there is better to calm down a little bit and come back to a more not generic but more artistic genre, and not very specific stuff. People may turn down the music for turn off the music because it's not what they like. If you do some very huge strong style like Mortal Kombat or Doom style, people don't like metal and they don't like that kind of style, so they will cut off the music.
Yeah. So when did you start working on the game, by the way?
Like 2.5 years ago, something like that. 2.5, 3 years, I think.
2 years and a half. Yeah.
2 years and a half, yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's it. Since it's a long time, I kind of forget about that. I mean, the process, I guess we were kind of lucky because the team, the developers had no idea what to do about the music, except that they loved Lord of the Rings, and they had also the metal influences, and they just sent us like 2 videos of gameplay and told us just make some demos, make 2 minutes and a half of demos, and I think we loved the game so much that after 3-4 days we arrived with 25 minutes of demos. Yeah, on the same videos again and again with different tracks, and they loved it immediately. And actually, some of the music we made as demos ended in the final game.
Yeah, they were recorded.
So I guess I recorded on the official soundtrack. So I guess we were kind of lucky to find the right mood. It worked as they wanted directly. Yeah. So we were really lucky.
So Cédric mentioned that you guys asked for materials to work on the music. What sort of materials did you ask for?
Me or you? Jean-Gabriel, maybe?
Oh, me, well, everything we could have, actually. It could be story, everything they had. Just, I have the word, and I can't find it. Artworks, and as soon as possible, playable versions or screenshots and everything that can bring us an idea, actually, about what will fit for this place, for this kind of mood. What should we aim for? That's the thing.
We've got some good discussion, a lot of conversations with the story writer, actually, and especially the last year. The last 12 months before the release, because so he can tell us, okay, there will be in Act 1 this will happen, and there I would like to have more. The mood should be more like that, and there it's a 5 minutes long gameplay sequence, and it went more in details, especially the last 3 months before the release, which were the 3 months. It was kind of stressful because. Ended up like we had to write music for 1.5 of like Act 2 and 3 because there are 3 acts right now. Despite we had a lot of music more, but for the in-game and cutscenes, we had to do it very fast. So because, like always, you have to do that for yesterday. And but then we were lucky that we always have very a good exchange with the story writer and the good feedbacks from the designers, from the team for some stuff. They showed up our music to the studio. In the studio, they played it for the devs, the artists, everyone. And sometimes they get the global feedback that tell, okay, a lot of people like this one, but a lot of people didn't like that one. Maybe change it. Okay, so that's good.
Yeah. So are you guys gamers yourselves?
Yes. Yeah. I think it's an important part of being a video composer. If you don't like that, you can do this job.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean,
what you playing right now?
Right now, Wolcen. That's true.
He's complaining. He's complaining on the boss 2, on the final boss from the Act 2, which he cannot pass.
Oh man,
I cannot pass it either. we play a little bit less on Wolcen than you guys. I mean, you and other people that we know, because we spend too much time on Wolcen, so we go like, okay, sometimes.
Yeah.
But yeah. So right now, you are playing.
I complained just yesterday to the devs about the boss. I can't pass.
Yeah. So
we reported some bugs too, because we are also gamers, so normal people.
Yeah, great. So I'm very curious about the implementation of music and how you guys divided each section of the game. So this is something that I'm constantly thinking while working on this game that I've mentioned. So how do you separate each music? For example, is it map-based, story-related, or something else?
It's map-based, unless there is an scripted event, actually. There is a lot of story at this part. We know there is a specific fight, so we design music just for this place, but overall it's designed per maps, with several music playing linear. It's very linear, and the music are just playing randomly per area. Actually,
shuffled. It's shuffled musics.
Yeah.
We actually can divide it in 3. Actually, we have the cutscenes, which are the video, the scripted videos, the cutscenes. We have the map-based music, and we have the scripted events, as you say. And plus, then you have the boss music. Oh, yeah. Because we have 3 main bosses for the final acts every time, but we also have second bosses and mini bosses. There's kind of 10, 12 bosses which have dedicated musics. They are played like part of scripted events, actually. But yeah, this is possible. So we can even divide it in four different categories.
Yeah, it wasn't really composed like a dynamic music this time. On other video games, it's the case, but on this one, it's very. We recorded an orchestra in 2T notes per sections, and so it's the style of the music didn't require, and the style of the game didn't require something with dynamic music, except for some modes that will come later in the game, but it's not released for now.
Yeah. So you guys worked with Prague Philharmonic Orchestra on this one. So how was the experience?
It was really, really, really great. I wanted to record with the Prague Orchestra for years, but each time we had the opportunity to record an orchestra, it was another orchestra, like Budapest and other orchestras in Czech Republic. But we finally made it, and they played very, very well.
Because this time we can
really
choose.
happy.
This time we were able to choose because we did the job of all the things. We did the contracting. I mean, we organized all the session, all the stuff. I mean, more Jean-Gabriel did that. I mean, to contact everyone, to organize the sessions and stuff. So we could decide. So because he wanted to record Prague, as I wanted to, but he was like for years, oh, Prague. So we say, okay, let's do that with Prague, and we're not disappointed. So.
Yeah, the choirs weren't recorded there. It was in Sofia. This time because we choose the orchestra and choirs depending of the sound we want. And Prague has an incredible choir, but we wanted to have the tone of the Sofia vocalist. They really have the most powerful main section I ever heard, and it gives so much power, more than any other choir I know.
Yeah. Speaking of choir, so we hear a lot of choir in this game, and it's truly amazing, as you mentioned. And how do you approach writing for choir? What tips do you have for people writing for the choir? Give me the secrets.
The secrets. I don't know what to say. Don't be hard with them like we did. I mean, in this game we made a lot of almost incantations, hakas. Like like in rugby, the old blacks and very guttural stuff. That was a big part of what we wanted to do, and this is something that, if it's not done properly, can damage the voices of the vocalists. So I'd say focus on melodic and harmonic stuff mainly when you write for choirs. Otherwise, you have to really take care of the vocalists and avoid them to be hurt.
And think of the final mix too, because at some point, remember that some tracks we've done were made in counterpoint for choirs. I mean, like, I remember we wrote like the first melodies with the full orchestra playing, and then the choirs adding on with a counterpoint melody. And when you have to mix that, you die. I mean, it's like too much. And we also we love to do like in the Lord of the Rings, like huge choir sensations, putting a lot of choir everywhere. We love it. I mean, you ask for tricks. Actually, when you write it, you're in your head. You're like, you're singing that in your head. It's it has to sound like that. But then when you add the choirs and more choirs, because first you're doing in VST, so you're mock-upping, Mock-upping is quite easier to sound good because it's already pre-mixed in the VST, and then you have your own template and everything works fine. But then when it's live and you have to retake it because the vocalists, they are dying because it's too high, or it's too long, or it's too fast, and then the room is different. The recording is different. We felt sorry for our sound engineer who made the mix. Robin. Hello, Robin. Yeah. He made a really great job, but he had to. He struggled a little bit in the beginning because we had our really fixed point of view of what we wanted, the sound we wanted. And we forced him a little bit. No, not do it with more that, more of this, more like that. And he would like, okay. But then
I think we spent a lot. We spent a lot of time to find the right sound. The sound engineer to really be close to the sound we wanted. And once he found it, I mean, the whole mix has been made in just some days. But to find the right sound, it's been months.
Yeah. There's two different rooms. That's something we learned from that. When you record in rooms, like you record the orchestra in one room and the choir in another room, the two rooms have a different sound, and they also have different microphone monitoring. So the problem, and then you have to merge that. And also, we record that, as Jean-Gabriel said, we recorded in tutti, the whole orchestra together, not in section. If you have the budget, record in section sometimes, because then you can play with that. Because sometimes, for the horns, we took a session which had 10 horns, right? 10. The biggest. Eight. It's already too much. It was too much, because then the sound of the horns reflected on the room, and you could hear that even coming from the other side, and so they could not blow too strong, and we wanted more, but we couldn't. But then when we were to the section, the second session, which was with 6 horns, it sounded really great. It sounded even better, for example. So that's really something we've learned that, because this is our first huge session that we managed from A to Z.
Especially in this room, we didn't know that so we couldn't imagine how the frequencies and reflections will react for the mix. So.
Now we know.
Next time we won't. We will use less French horns.
So you guys work under the brand Unique Horns Studio. By the way, awesome name. And you have composed a lot of great trailer music. How do you deconstruct trailer music, and what elements make a piece of music great for a trailer?
How to say that? We suddenly went from North Pole to South Pole. This is so different. I'll let you start, Jean-Gabriel, really.
Really? You sure?
I can start if you want.
Yeah,
it won't
start.
be very, how to say, it will be disappointing for people to know that. It's really, really less creative to do trailer music than to write for a video game or other stuff. It's pain in the ass to do that for many reasons. It's not that the music is easy to do, really not. The fact is you have briefings which are like, okay, do that. We want something like that. You have to use that theme, or you have to use something that approach that the theme from the movie. We have 95% of the time we have no idea of what the trailer will look like. We have no images, nothing, no materials.
And sometimes we don't even know what movie or...
Yes, sometimes we don't know. Sometimes we have to guess. Maybe this is this or not. Sometimes we guess right, sometimes wrong. The fact is, you have to sound like very generic. I mean, we've done like a lot of orchestral trailer, which we were good for that. I guess hybrid stuff a little bit less. It's less of our style, but we can do that. But and the fact is, you have to do that for yesterday. But really, sometimes they call you. We live in the same time zone around. Like this is afternoon for us. I don't know you, end of afternoon right now. And when you're about to sleep at 2 a.m., they call you on Skype and they say, okay, guys, we have a job for you. Are you available? If you say no, okay, no money, yeah. But then we say, okay, let's do that, and you have to do that. You have then to wake up and go to work, or okay, you go to sleep and then you wake up 4 hours later and go to work for 8 hours straight to make something very fast, and that sounds directly good and directly right, on point, on the briefing. The problem is sometimes the brief is not good. I mean, the brief is not the right briefing, because the studio would choose another briefing from another trailer house. It's really deconstructed before it lands to us.
It's a real lottery, actually.
Yeah, it's a lottery. It's a Russian roulette, more, It's like
you have the big studio. They want to do the trailer. Then they send some footage to to the trailer house. The trailer house, they are like 3 or 4 of them. They try to make like 3 or 4 cuts each. Then each trailer house send some requests for music to some publishers. Then the publishers ask to their composer to try. So in the end, you are against a lot of people, and it's kind of hard to. Sometimes it's not about having the right music, but being on the right cut.
Yeah, it's being lucky, and when it lands to you, you have to be ready. Your music should be already good, already on point. Otherwise, because each publisher, there's a lot of publishers now, too many, and there's 10 times more, even more of composers. Each publisher work with like 10, 20 composers on some cuts, So, yeah, you are the last on the chain, and then you have to make everything already perfect for them. The mix, the mood, the sound design on it, the writing, everything. So this is even not very artistic anymore. This is like, okay, this is machinery, and it's very, sometimes we know that trailer composers, they're not really, how to say that, well respected from other branches of composers, video games, movie composers, that they say, trailer music, easy and shit, Well, it's not easy. It's all about luck and all about take your pride and put it, show it up, where, because you can make the best music out there, the best thing, the best mock-up stuff, the best, more epic stuff. You can land nothing in 6 months. Yeah. And you never know until it's done. I mean, until the trailer sometimes goes out, is released. We've landed music on the Incredibles 2 trailer, the main trailer. And we knew that we were selected. I mean, we knew our music was in when we watched it, So when we watched the trailer, we were like, okay, beginning, not of our music, okay. And then after 1 minute, our music started, and we're like, okay, we landed,
Yeah, it means we have money now.
Yeah, we know that we can leave, we can eat something, That's the problem. And that's why we also. Not only why we love making music for video games, but that's also a reason why we making music for video games. Because if you only make a living with trailer and especially custom requests, as we do, it's really too stressful. You're not very well considered.
And it's not creative enough.
Yeah, and it's not creative. It's always the same structures, the same kind of style, and well.
Yeah. You guys worked on the trailer music for Star Wars: Rise of Skywalker, right?
The teaser.
Yeah. The teaser.
And we also worked on for the trailer, but we didn't got it. It's our friend. Got it.
Related to video games, we made the gameplay teaser of Diablo 4 too. While we were working on Wolcen.
Yeah, that was very tricky and funny to know that we were working for the Gamescom gameplay trailer.
The BlizzCon.
Diablo 4, BlizzCon, the Diablo 4. While doing the music for Wolcen, we said when we went out, we said to the Wolcen boss, he said, it's okay, I'm happy for you guys. I mean, But before that, we knew it, and we couldn't say to anyone. It was like, okay, I felt a bit sorry.
How scary was it to work on a theme from John Williams, for example?
It's not the first time we try. It's the first time it lands, but it's not the first time we are doing this. So we were kind of used to try. We made a lot of custom requests for what was the name? Fantastic Beasts, for example. So all the themes of Harry Potter everywhere and stuff like that. So it was just, I guess it wasn't that frightening, mainly because we knew we were not asked to do a Williams style. I mean,
Oh yeah.
if we wanted to do that, we know we couldn't have the placement because the studio don't want that. Never.
Yeah.
I mean,
They would trailerize the way.
Yeah, and trailerize means more pop stuff, actually, for the chorus and everything. So if you arrive with Williams style and everything, they just say, "Oh, okay, it's great," but it won't be on the trailer. Never.
Yeah, it's like, but we are not frightened to work to do John Williams stuff. We love John Williams. I mean, like 99.9% of the composers out there, they respect him and love him, what he does. And we were very lucky to go to see him in Vienna in January. So it was like time of our lives. But the fact is, it's even a little bit saddening that we have to sometimes take his great themes and
destroy them,
blow it down and even destroy it, trailerize it and with everything, very huge percussions, which he would never do. And but the only thing we can say is on trailers, sometimes you work for months on a trailer, on something you like to work on sometimes, and you never get it, you never land it. So it's sometimes you can work 2 days on a trailer and land it, and yet you almost make your year, But sometimes you work 5 or 6 months to some stuff, even more on different stuff, and you never land it, and you waste a huge amount of time, of work, of energy. And this is something that trailer composers have to deal with every time, and people don't know that. And that's something that difference with the video game. Video game is sign a contract. Then you know what you will get, and then you sell the UST, and then you will see what you will get. Hopefully, like for us, it sells well, and you get some more bonus money. But then you know what you get. Trailer, you never know at the end of the year how much you will make.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
That's the thing. It's very stressful.
Yeah. Losing weight, everything, gray hairs.
So
losing hairs.
So let's go talk about some geeky stuff. So what DAW are you using?
Sorry, what?
What DAW are you using, though? Yeah.
Oh, Cubase. Cubase mainly.
Yeah, me too. So what's your favorite mixing plugins?
Oh,
maybe mentioned by the vendors.
Top secrets.
I'm just trying to remember what I'm using. I mean, for reverb, we really like Altiverb a lot.
Yeah.
We don't use a lot of plugins actually. We just use we just have a little package of 5-6 plugins that we regularly use, and everything else just sometimes to add an effect. And I think for the compressor, we mainly use OTT. I'd say over the top. It's a free plugin actually, but so good. Everybody uses it in trailer music. It's the secret ingredients of trailer composers.
It's easy to set up actually, and you just play with the patterns and set it up. But as Jean-Gabriel say, I think a lot of people are using too many plugins, too many artificial stuff on the main sound. We don't. We play on placements of orchestra stuff. We play on the feeling on the ear, what you would like to hear, and play with it a little bit, and put some reverb to some groups.
The thing is, regularly when we remove all the mix from the stuff we composed in VST, I mean, not through orchestra recorded, I mean, it sounds very, very close of the final result. That's the thing. Actually, composition is 80-90% of the sound of the final song, and the way it's programmed. The mix is just like 10% of everything, to add some more balls, I'd say.
yeah. Talk about geeky stuff. We've done a lot of demos for the VST publishers like Stress or Samplings and others. And I remember we've made like some tech demos for Jaeger, which is a VST from Audio Imperia, a very good one. And I remember made the horns, just like played with the horns out of the box, really out of the box. Load the plugin, just add the reverb, just the reverb on it, like normal setup, like template, and it sounded perfect, And then you play on it, you play with it, you play with the curves, you play with the velocity and stuff, and it sounds great. And people they think, oh no, I have to sound different, so I have to add so much stuff and compression and stuff, and then it sounds bad. It sounds way worse than it was out of the box. The people and Jaeger is not processed a lot. The VST is not processed a lot. We talk with the developers, and so sometimes come back a bit to basics and focus on writing and the feeling of the writing and the programations more than the material and showing off your studio and having a lot of plugins and hardware everywhere which are never used. We just work on 2 screens and 1 computer and having like joystick for games and stuff, and that's all.
That's my setup too. So
simple stuff.
This is great.
No need for more.
Thank you so much, guys, for your time. Once again, congratulations on Wolcen. You guys have done a fantastic job, and I wish you and your families health and happiness during these hard times.
Actually, if you like the trailer, the soundtrack, we will wait for some time, but we will release the entire soundtrack. The 8 hours of music.
Yeah, it's on your website, I guess, but it's not on Spotify or iTunes, right?
It's
iTunes has it on iTunes, but the soundtrack is we have the volume 1, which is 1 hour 20 minutes long, which is the
1 hour and 50 minutes.
1 hour and 50 minutes. This is the volume 1. It's available on iTunes, Amazon, Steam, and now you can get it on Steam without having the game. This is cool stuff Steam made. Soon we will probably later release that on Spotify and stuff, but for now we prefer people get it directly. But as Jean-Gabriel wanted to say,
that's my main information was that if you like the soundtrack and just if you like the music in game, but you listen to the soundtrack and just can't find what you liked because it's just some tracks in the end, we will release not very soon, but soon. Let's say I won't say any date. The whole soundtrack, so it's going to be the 8 hours of music just in 7 packages.
That is amazing.
The full music.
It's the extended soundtrack. So people can find whatever they want.
We can study that. I'm gonna study that because the game I'm working is very similar to Wolcen. So I'm like, anytime
what is it? If you can say.
Yeah, it's called Naxia. It's in early access on Steam right now.
Naxia, we saw that. Naxia.
Yeah.
I think we saw that.
I think we saw that passing by. We were kind of interested about that game too. No. That game is cool. Maybe we don't have time. But no, that's cool. That's cool. You got it.
But the funny thing is that game was composed, but they decided to approach the music with a different composer. So I kind of stepped in and I'm kind of reworking everything that was already in the game. And the game is in early access, but I have to recompose like everything right now. So That's kind of
Okay,
scary
that's
too.
great.
Yeah,
That's great. Very great.
yeah.
Don't hesitate to show us what you do on
Yeah,
it. We'd like
sure,
to
sure.
hear.
Yeah, sure.
Awesome. That's gonna be an honor. Thank you so much, and have a great day.
Well, our pleasure.
Thank you too.
Thank you.
Stay
You too.
safe.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah,
You too.
take care.
Goodbye.